Hi guys, as always, listen to the experts, not the politicians. Now, Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, has been attacked by the Conservatives and Jeremy Hunt in particular over her decision to abandon some of the fiscal rules her department inherited from the Tories. It seemed crazy at the time that a Chancellor who wanted growth would keep the economic straitjacket that the Conservatives had left behind. So is this a right or wrong move? Well, renowned economist and former Deputy Director of the IMF, Mohamed El-Erian, told Sky News that this could help the government achieve its goal of growth. Have a listen.
So it is something that makes economic sense, and I suspect most economists will back it. It is an improvement on the fiscal rule we have now. What does it allow her to do? It gives her more room to spend on investments that can promote productivity and growth. And what it is coupled with are guardrails, new institutional mechanisms to make sure that that investment is value for money, that that investment is efficient. So if you put the package together, it's a step forward in delivering growth over the medium term.
Right. So, but the Tories are saying that Rachel Reeves is spooking the markets by messing with the fiscal rules. So obviously, an irony to them saying she's spooking the markets, given what happened a couple of years ago. But what is the truth? Is there a financial risk here?
So the markets reacted today. They marginally took yields higher. Marginally, I'm talking about 0.04 percentage point. So that is not a big move. She also reassured, and we heard that at the beginning of the program, she also reassured people by saying that she is keeping what's called the golden rule. And that's really tough, which is to ensure that day-to-day spending is covered by tax revenue by the end of this parliament. And that's going to require some really difficult decisions, Mark, both on the tax side and on the spending side.
Right, and we'll talk about that in just one second. Jeremy Hunt is saying that higher borrowing means higher interest rates for longer. Is that necessarily true?
It is not necessarily true. If the higher borrowing funds investment and that investment is efficient and deliver growth, it can actually reduce borrowing costs over the medium term.
There we have it. Okay, so are we going to listen to Jeremy Hunt or are we going to listen to the former Deputy Director of the IMF? Now, what he's mentioning here, of course, is really important because if the rules have been changed and this means that more money can be freed up for borrowing and the guardrails are in place to make sure that this money is going into something that can return an investment, this means that the Chancellor should have more money later on. And then this can be to cover, for example, day-to-day expenditure through taxation, so tax revenue. So this golden rule that he's talking about, this is going to be an issue because over the last number of years, capital expenditure that was supposed to be going into building schools, building infrastructure, maintaining hospitals, stuff like that, what happened was government departments were tapping into that capital expenditure to cover day-to-day expenditure. And then that resulted in hospitals not being maintained, new buildings not being put up. And this resulted in a huge problem for the economy and for public services. Now, if Rachel Reeves is going to increase the amount of investment, this is going to, of course, attract private investment. And then you're going to see jobs, you're going to see growth in the economy. Now, I've also mentioned on a number of occasions there are breaks like Brexit, the trouble of getting staff, export issues, stuff like that. But internal, if staff is not an issue, if getting access to resources is not a problem, then you should see a significant amount of investment also from the private sector. Because remember, the private sector want to invest, but they want to see the government invest first. If they see a huge amount of money going in, then they're going to jump on that bandwagon. But of course, if you get the growth, then you can improve public services. You can improve them in a whole range of ways. And this, of course, filters down to ordinary people. And if ordinary people see their life getting better, improving, then they're going to vote for the Labour Party once again. So, as I keep saying, don't listen to Jeremy Hunt, don't listen to the Tories. Their whole shtick is to bring down the Labour government by any means necessary. If the economists and the experts are saying this is a good idea, then it probably is. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.